I have debated sharing this, but I need to get it off my chest. It's been a few months, and while I'm still processing everything, the shock has worn off enough for me to write about it. Let's start from the beginning. She called me one evening and said she was willing to do whatever it took to rebuild trust. She said she was attending therapy and wanted to show me she was truly remorseful. It's hard to describe, but something in her voice felt genuine. I agreed to meet her. We went to a coffee shop and talked for hours. Jessica admitted that she'd been unhappy for a long time before the affair happened. She said she felt lonely, neglected, and unappreciated, but it still didn't excuse what she did. She confessed that Mark had been a source of temporary validation for her, but now she realized that it wasn't love, he was just an escape. At that moment, I felt a surge of emotion. I realized that I was still deeply hurt by what she had done, but there was a part of me that missed the woman I had married, the one who made me laugh, the one who shared everything with me. But even as I felt the weight of all that emotion, I knew I couldn't go back to who I was before. I couldn't unsee what she had done. The truth is, I've changed. I don't trust easily anymore, and I'm not the man I was before this all happened. Jessica's betrayal opened my eyes to what I'm truly capable of enduring. And while I've forgiven her on some level, it wasn't for her, it was for me. I couldn't carry that anger and bitterness forever. But as much as I wanted to consider reconciliation, I realized it was too late for us. I told her I wasn't ready to take her back, and I couldn't promise I ever would. I needed to move on, for my own peace of mind and for my kids. I've been focusing on them, building a new life, and rediscovering myself. I've been attending therapy, reading self-help books, and even starting to date again, though slowly. I'm taking things one day at a time, rebuilding my sense of self-worth and trust. As for Jessica, she's been trying to piece her life back together. She went through a deep depression after everything fell apart, losing her job and enduring a public embarrassment when Mark's wife went public with the affair. Jessica was left with nothing, no job, no friends, no man. It was a tough pill for her to swallow, but I guess she learned it the hard way that actions have consequences. I can't say I feel sorry for her. The woman I once knew is gone, and I've accepted that, but I do feel sympathy for the person. She has become a broken shell of the confident woman she was before her decision shattered everything. The hardest part of all of this has been seeing my kids adjust to life without their mother. They ask questions, and I have to answer them in a way that doesn't destroy their sense of security. I don't know how to explain this mess to them yet, but I do my best to shield them from the pain. In the end, Jessica ruined her life with a single, selfish decision. She lost everything: her family, her career, her dignity. I don't know if she'll ever fully recover from it, but for me, I'm moving forward. I have no interest in looking back anymore. I'm starting over, and for the first time in a long time, I feel like I'm finally living for myself and not for anyone else. My wife, Jessica, and I have been married for 10 years. We have 2 kids, 8 and 5, and life was good. Or so I thought. Jessica started working at a new company about a year ago. She was excited, driven, and full of energy. I noticed the change immediately. She was glowing, talking about work all the time, and especially about her coworker Mark. At first, I didn't think much of it. She said he was just a funny guy who made the long hours more bearable. But over time, things shifted. Jessica began staying late, texting more, and keeping her phone closer. I chalked it up to her being dedicated to her new role. But then, one evening, she was unusually distant. When I asked if everything was okay, she brushed me off. Something fell off, but I didn't press. A few weeks later, I accidentally saw a text from her pop up on her phone. It was innocuous enough, looking forward to tonight, but it didn't sit right with me. That night, she said she was meeting a friend for dinner. I didn't say anything but decided to trust her. I wanted to believe she was telling the truth. However, that doubt grew. I started noticing more signs: Jessica dressing up more for work, hiding her phone, and becoming defensive. I finally confided in my best friend, Chris, who suggested I get to the bottom of it. Reluctantly, I installed a GPS tracker on her car and a monitoring app on her phone. I hated myself for doing it, but deep down, I needed to know. The next week, Jessica told me she had a late meeting. I checked the GPS. She wasn't at the office. She was at a restaurant on the other side of town. Heart pounding, I opened the monitoring app. Their texts were casual at first, but then Mark messaged, "I can't wait to finally be alone with you tonight." Jessica replied, "Me too. This feels right, even if it's complicated." I was devastated. She had gone on a date with him, and they planned to be together that night. I didn't confront her right away. Instead, I waited. When she got home, I acted normal. She kissed me, said she was tired, and went to bed. The next day, I contacted a divorce lawyer. I knew I couldn't stay in this marriage, but I also wanted Jessica to know what she was throwing away. I prepared a folder with evidence sticks, GPS logs, and photos that Pi captured. A week later, during dinner, I laid the folder on the table. Jessica looked confused until she opened it. Her face drained of color. She started crying, saying she was sorry, that it was a mistake, that she loved me. I stayed silent. Then she said it was just one date and that she didn't sleep with him. But it was too late. I wasn't just hurt. I was broken. I asked her to leave. Our kids didn't understand why Mom wasn't staying home, but I couldn't let them see me fall apart. Jessica moved in with a friend. Meanwhile, Mark's wife found out too. Apparently, he had been cheating on her for years, and Jessica was just another in a long line. His wife filed for divorce, and he got fired due to internal company drama that followed. Jessica also lost her job due to her involvement. She hit rock bottom. No job, no Mark, no family. She begged to come back, but I stayed strong. She ruined everything over one reckless decision. Now, I'm focusing on my kids, my healing, and building a future without her. Was it worth it for her? I'll never know. But for me, this chapter is closed. After the confrontation and the fallout, things spiraled quickly. Jessica tried everything she could to get back into my life. She started showing up at my work, sending me flowers, and calling non-stop. At first, I ignored everything. I was firm in my decision to not take her back, but it started wearing on me. It was like she was a different person, desperate, apologetic, and begging me to understand.